They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. But you look at this Bronco defense. Right now in the National Football League, they're ranked number 18 against the pass.
What they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against the people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league, so there's the conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
Second down, another run with Taylor. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now it's Richardson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now Richardson back to throw it. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Colts are 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
19 tight. Come on. Set. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles.
Richardson looking to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Brandon, that's a gamer move right there. Facing third down, steps up, calls his own number, and nearly makes the house call. If I'm the coach, I let him take another one right here. Give him a chance to be the first one to hit the end zone after that effort he just gave him.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. And he's got it. Touchdown. Tyler Warren. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are on the board first here this afternoon. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in Week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Looking to put a drive together. They'll run with a 2nd-round pick from April's draft. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. To throw is Nix. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down. You look at this Colt defense. They really played well in that win last week against Miami.
We had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what was fun to me was hear him say, I like what we did, but we need more pressure on the quarterback this week. What he wouldn't tell us, though, was how he's going to create it. Is it going to be just the front four? Is it going to be three? Is he going to bring linebackers, secondary? This will be fun to check out.
Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Off the bootleg, here's Nix. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
It's second and inches at the 13-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, partner, I haven't seen a vote for most popular player on the team. This guy's got to get a lot of votes. He does not care, does he? Totally unselfish, physical runner, doesn't worry about yardage, just keeps moving the chains, being a team player.
They'll swing this out to Harvey. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it'll be second down.
At the 4-yard line.
Now they'll empty out the backfield. Nix to the air. And it's caught. Just a gain of a couple there. And it makes it third down and 2 yards to go.
A gain of 2 yards. And it's third down.
To throw, here's Nix. That's to the running back, R.J. Harvey. Touchdown, Broncos. R.J. Harvey with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Broncos are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. What's good on the extra point? And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
Off play action. Richardson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession, as they've got it with a third down and long coming up. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. This will be swung out wide for Taylor. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a fourth down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Lock the ball of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a fourth down?
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spotted inside the 30-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 22 yards there, a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Zone read to give to Harvey. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 44 yards rushing for him now in his first 2 carries of the ballgame. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurtling through them.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. J.K. Dobbins, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So the celebration in the end zone, but meanwhile we do have an injured player. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they finally get to him out near midfield, but he's all the way across the 45 to the 46.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they get this game tied up.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Richardson looking to throw this. That's caught right side. It's Warren. And he's taken down inside the 30. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Let's go now. Go.
On the option to give to Taylor here. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now Richardson. Rifles one, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Alex Singleton. And the Broncos are going to get the football back at their own 17. But just a lot going on there in the middle of the field, and this one winds up a turnover.
Yeah, the running crossing route here, and the idea of it is to get defenders confused about who to go with. But if you throw it too early, sometimes it's your quarterback that gets confused, and here he throws it into coverage and gets it intercepted.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Now, their last two drives both ending in touchdowns. It's got them this 14-7 lead.
And it looks to me, and I think you're probably seeing the exact same thing, they're in an ideal spot now to create some separation. The way that they're functioning on offense now, they can create a pretty good gap. Allows their defense to play with a little more verve and confidence.
A big article in the paper this morning about them stringing possessions together for consecutive touchdowns. Well, right here, they're trying to make it 3 in a row. Nick's going to give to Harvey. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On first down, back to Harvey. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7.
2nd and 6.
Second and 6. Dobbins running out of the gun. And he's going to have a Broncos first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
It's a gain of 8. And the Broncos first down.
Now it's Nix. That is incomplete.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
2nd and 10. Here's Nix. He'll get that complete to Franklin. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Throwing Nix. That is caught. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. What the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Shifts by him, fights through, and now a crease. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
First down. A gain of 19 yards. First down, Broncos.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Nix toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Nix looking to throw again. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
First down. First and goal, Denver.
throw again. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. From 3 yards out. And the Broncos will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they're going to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Four receivers now, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Second down and 4. Richardson. And that's going to be taken in by Ashton Doolin. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
On the set. Here we go. Start. 70 left. 19 tight. 19 tight.
Here's Richardson to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Now a second and 10.
Ready, ready. Cowboy 80. 19 Lions. Ready, ready.
Now Richardson yet again. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Ready.
Now it's Richardson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with a short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
66-yard attempt.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield. certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 50 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Right back to Dobbins on first. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. So that potentially a turning point here this 3rd quarter. A 2-score lead down to 1 now following the pick 6.
And that had to be the message at halftime for this defense. Delivered and accepted. We need to go out there and make something happen.
Extra point splits the uprights. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Here's 2nd and 8. That's taken in by Franklin. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards for number 11. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They'll go play action with Nix. Back to the sideline, and it's intercepted. And the Colts will take over possession here up at the 44. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 9.
Panther 11, 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
And Richardson back to throw it. Down the field, he's got one. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 27 yards there, a 1st down. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime mix had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. 19, 18.
Richardson looking to throw. He'll drop this down to Taylor. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him. Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
19, 18. Ready.
Going with their tight end on 4th. And not only did he not get in the end zone, he didn't get the first down either. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And this offense on 3rd down today, a perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. To throw from his end zone. Nix. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Kurtz TD.
The mistake there by the offense, Charles. They tried to pick on a Pro Bowl corner in coverage there, and not the smartest decision. He reminded him that he was a Pro Bowl corner with not only the pick, but the pick six.
And those guys who have that designation, sometimes they get a little bit bored in games because people try to avoid them. They absolutely love it when they get challenged, and it's a chance to remind everyone exactly why they were tagged as one of the best in the league the prior season.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They will look to flush the memory of that pick six as we now have a brand new tie ball game here in the fourth quarter. Getting down to the good stuff.
And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
That would have been a nice one to hit on in a tie game. You start to think that one big play, maybe the next big play, could turn out to be the game winner. They took the big shot, but it winds up incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
To throw, here's Nix. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. 2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. Nix to the air. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Broncos first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
53 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Now 2nd and 3. To throw is Nix.
Caught right side. It's Lewis. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Third and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends.
And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play.
Partner, I know we're in the era of the mobile quarterback, but there's still an element of surprise when that position keeps the football. And what a nice gain on that play.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Working out of the gun is Nix.
Over the middle, complete. That's Harvey. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Talk about a momentum shifter right there. Tie game, fourth quarter. These are the plays that win you games. And now defensively, the question becomes, how do you respond?
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Almost set. Ready. Ready.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Given 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
2nd and 7.
Almost set.
Here comes Dobbins on the toss right. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Operating from the gun. Nix. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Colts are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down and inside the 40.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
On the set.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
They give to Taylor out of the gun. And that lines up a decent run, and it also takes us to the 2-minute warning. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. This feels like a late season game, even though it's just week 2. Here's a big 3rd down.
19 Lions.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor.
Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, 31 yards. And the Colts have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock and I'm thinking there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. This is 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down.
I don't know that those medium 5-ish yard gains are going to do it right now. Probably should have dropped it, right?
Yeah, that way you save more time on the clock. But I know receivers, they think they can catch it and break a tackle and turn it into a big gain.
They'll look to throw.
Nick's going to keep this himself. And that's going to be caught by Sutton. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
He'll look to throw.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Colts have just about sewn up this football game.
At their own 29-yard line.
Okay, ready?
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are.
They'll start with the option. Richardson hit and he fumbles it.
The Broncos say they have it. They do.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it. A costly turnover.
And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
The Broncos will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They're going to try and run for it. And he is in for the 2. I still can't believe they went for it, but they've got themselves a lead here late in the ball game.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35.
At their own 37-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go. Go.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
Panther in the field. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
Richardson to throw it. Pass complete to Taylor.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as As the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play.
They come up now on 2nd and 2.
18, pioneer. Ready?
Richardson.
He'll find his man. That's Taylor again. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and we're watching drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
Well, he's caught Michael Pittman with it.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. He's been quiet all afternoon. He may have just come up with a play of the day right there, though.
Obviously, it's not the volume in which you get done. It's the quality, and that was a quality catch right there.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Now 1st and goal.
Get it. Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready?
Taylor will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line.
Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 1. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
And they get the timeout called here. It comes with 1 second remaining on the clock. So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their second-year kicker. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. The clock showing just 1 tick. This for the win. And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And the Hoosier State will celebrate tonight as the Colts have won it.
That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the 4th quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So for Indianapolis, they use the favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road